As a chosen one, there are powerful secrets you must keep to protect your spirit and your divine mission. The path of a chosen one is not meant to be ordinary. It's not a road of comfort, applause, or worldly validation. It's a sacred journey that requires strength, wisdom, and spiritual maturity. Being chosen means you carry a frequency of light that others may not understand. You see beyond illusions, you feel energy deeply, and you move with divine timing. But with great light comes great responsibility, and protection becomes not just an option, but a necessity. In this deep reflection, we'll explore 10 crucial secrets every chosen one must keep to guard their energy, protect their insights, and stay connected to their divine source. These are not just ideas. They are spiritual disciplines that can determine whether you rise into your higher calling or fall into energetic exhaustion. 1. Protect the power of silence. The first and most sacred secret is silence. Silence is not emptiness, it's protection. It's the invisible wall between your divine insights and the world's noise. As a chosen one, when you begin to receive revelations, visions, or heightened awareness, your first instinct may be to share them. But not everyone is ready to hear what the divine whispers to you. Silence keeps your frequency pure. It prevents premature exposure of your gifts to those who might mock, envy, or misuse your light. The greatest souls in history, prophets, sages, mystics, understood the sacredness of holding divine knowledge quietly until the right time. When you master the art of silence, your energy becomes magnetic and unshakable. Learn to retreat into stillness. Let silence be your armor and your sanctuary. The world may demand explanations, but your spirit doesn't owe them any. 2. Guard your energy from emotional vampires. Not everyone who smiles at you carries good energy. Some are drawn to your light because they need healing, but others approach to drain you. Emotional and spiritual vampires can disguise themselves as friends, lovers, or even family. Their energy feels heavy. You'll notice exhaustion after being around them, confusion in your thoughts, or random waves of sadness. As a chosen one, your empathy is your greatest gift, but also your greatest vulnerability. You must learn energetic boundaries. Protect your aura through daily grounding, visualization, and prayer. When you sense your energy being pulled, pause and breathe deeply. Imagine your spirit surrounded by golden light, a divine shield that nothing unclean can penetrate. Remember, protecting your peace is not selfish. It's sacred self-preservation. 3. Keep your spiritual experiences private. There are moments in your spiritual journey that are meant only for you and the divine. When you share too much, visions, dreams, or spiritual encounters, you invite unnecessary interference. People may project their fears, disbelief, or jealousy onto your sacred path. Keep your mystical experiences between you and the source until the spirit moves you to speak. There's wisdom in secrecy. Divine revelations are like seeds. They need time and darkness to take root before they bloom in public. If you expose them too soon, they may wither under judgment or misunderstanding. The chosen ones who thrive are those who protect their sacred moments. Not everything you experience needs to be explained, validated, or proven. Some things are holy precisely because they remain unseen. 4. Master emotional alchemy. Every chosen one faces betrayal, loneliness, and misunderstanding. These emotions can easily turn into bitterness if you're not careful. But true spiritual mastery lies in transmuting pain into power, turning wounds into wisdom and rejection into redirection. When you feel anger, sadness, or disappointment, don't suppress it, transform it. Feel it fully, then channel it through prayer, creativity, or silence. Let your emotions teach you instead of control you. The universe refines chosen ones through emotional fire. Every heartbreak is a hidden initiation into higher consciousness. The alchemist within you must learn to turn darkness into light, sorrow into strength. That's how you evolve beyond ordinary consciousness. 5. Choose solitude over validation. There will be times when your path feels painfully lonely. People may leave, opportunities may close, and you might question your worth. But solitude is never a punishment for the chosen. It's preparation. In solitude, your spiritual senses awaken. You begin to hear the divine more clearly because there's no interference from external voices. Most people fear being alone because they can't face themselves, but you were chosen precisely because you can. Learn to sit in stillness without needing constant validation. The chosen are called to stand apart, to live unseen for seasons, so that when their time comes, they rise unshakably grounded in truth. The crowd will never understand the silence that made you powerful. 6. Be selective with who you teach or heal. You carry healing energy through your words, presence, or touch. But not everyone is meant to receive your energy. Some people don't want to heal. They want to feed on your strength while refusing to grow. As a chosen one, discernment is your shield. Before offering guidance or prayer, ask the divine, "Is this my assignment?" You are not here to save everyone. You're here to serve where the Spirit leads. Remember, giving healing to those who reject growth drains you. But offering it where hearts are open multiplies your power. Choose wisely where you invest your light, because even light can be wasted in the wrong soil. 7. Understand that isolation is part of the training. Every chosen one experiences a season of isolation. It's the divine's way of cleansing your environment and refining your soul. When everything seems to fall apart, it's not punishment. It's purification. During isolation, you're stripped of distractions so you can recognize your true identity. The people who once validated you may vanish. The places you loved may lose their meaning. That's because the divine is preparing you for elevation. Isolation forces you to depend entirely on your inner connection. It's where your spiritual muscles grow strong. When the silence becomes unbearable, remember, you're not alone. You're being recalibrated. The cocoon may be dark, but it's where wings are formed. 8. Strengthen your connection with the divine daily. Your greatest protection as a chosen one comes from your connection to the source. The moment you neglect that relationship, your energy weakens and your discernment fades. Spend time daily in prayer, meditation, or silent communion. Don't let routine replace intimacy. Make it a genuine conversation with the divine. The universe speaks through synchronicities, signs, and inner knowing. But you'll only hear them if your spirit is tuned in. Think of your connection as spiritual electricity. The more consistent your practice, the stronger your aura becomes. That's how you repel negative forces, not by fear, but by frequency. The higher your vibration, the harder it is for darkness to touch you. 9. Learn the power of non-reaction. Not every battle deserves your energy. As a chosen one, people will test you, some intentionally, others unconsciously. They'll misunderstand your silence, misinterpret your kindness, or try to provoke your peace. Your strength lies in non-reaction. When you don't react, you remain in control of your energy. Every time you resist the urge to prove yourself, argue, or retaliate, you reclaim your power. The world runs on emotional reactivity, but the chosen walk in divine neutrality. Your peace is your weapon. Your calmness is your crown. Let others talk. You move in silence. Let them assume. You stay grounded. You are not here to convince. You are here to evolve. To remember who you are. The greatest secret of all is remembering who you are when the world tries to make you forget. You are not defined by external success, approval, or recognition. You are a vessel of divine purpose, a carrier of ancient wisdom. The challenges you face are not punishments. They are proofs of your assignment. The chosen are often misunderstood, not because they are strange, but because they vibrate at a frequency ahead of their time. When you begin to doubt yourself, return to your core truth. You are chosen because your spirit can handle what others cannot. You are light walking in a dark world. You are the whisper of divine remembrance in an age of forgetfulness. And even when you stumble, your calling doesn't disappear. It waits patiently for you to rise again. How to stay spiritually protected on your journey. As you walk your sacred path, protection must become your daily practice, not from fear, but from wisdom. Here are a few disciplines to help you remain aligned and untouchable. Ground yourself. Spend time in nature. Feel your feet on the earth. And breathe deeply. Cleanse your energy. Use prayer, salt baths, incense, or intention to clear your aura. Affirm your power. Speak words of truth. I am protected. I am guided. I am one with the divine. Sleep with peace. Rest is sacred. Your dreams are portals of divine communication. Guard them with prayer before sleep. Stay humble. True power flows through humility. The moment ego takes over, spiritual clarity fades. Protection is not about hiding. It's about standing firm in divine alignment. The journey of a chosen one continues long after the first awakening. Once you realize that your life carries divine significance, you can't return to how things used to be. The world no longer feels the same, conversations lose their surface meaning, and you begin to crave depth, truth, and alignment. You start seeing beyond appearances, reading energy instead of words, feeling intentions instead of believing faces. It's both a blessing and a burden. You notice how certain people are uncomfortable in your presence, not because you've changed into someone strange, but because your light exposes what they've tried to hide within themselves. Your energy has become a mirror, reflecting truth in spaces that have long been covered by shadows. This is why, as a chosen one, you must be strong enough to stand alone, calm enough to see clearly, and wise enough to respond with compassion rather than pride. The divine doesn't choose people to make them superior. It chooses them to serve as bridges between heaven and earth. Every lesson, every heartbreak, every delay carries divine instruction. The purpose isn't to make life easier. It's to make your soul sharper. Many chosen ones forget this and begin to chase validation, thinking that acceptance will heal them. But true healing never comes from being understood. It comes from being in alignment with your purpose. The deeper you go on this path, the more you realize that spiritual growth is not about gaining power. It's about surrendering control. You'll notice that the more you try to hold on to people, situations, or outcomes, the heavier your energy becomes. But when you let go, when you stop fighting what's leaving and stop forcing what's not meant to stay, your vibration rises naturally. The divine replaces everything that leaves with something purer, stronger, and more aligned with your mission. It's in that letting go that many chosen ones experience spiritual death. Not physical, but emotional and energetic. It's the phase where everything you once relied on crumbles. You may lose your job, your circle of friends, or your sense of direction. But this is not punishment, it's preparation. The divine strips away all illusions until only truth remains. You're being emptied so you can carry more light. In this sacred emptiness, the ego dies. You no longer crave recognition. You crave connection. You stop chasing validation. You start seeking alignment. That's when you begin to embody peace that cannot be shaken by circumstances. The world often misunderstands this transformation. They may label you as detached, strange, or distant. But the truth is, you're not detached, you're discerning. You're not cold, you're calm. The old you used to react to everything. The awakened you observes, learns, and responds only when guided by divine intuition. Being a chosen one means becoming conscious of every energetic exchange. You start noticing how words carry vibration, how silence speaks louder than noise, and how presence itself can heal. People may come to you not even knowing why. They just feel better when you're around. That's because your energy is medicine. You've transmuted your pain into peace, and peace is one of the most powerful healing forces in the universe. But you must never forget, when your light grows, shadows will notice. Darkness recognizes power, even when disguised as innocence. This is why you must practice daily spiritual hygiene, protect your thoughts, guard your emotions, and stay connected to your source. The moment you drift into fear, anger, or ego, your aura weakens. Spiritual attacks rarely come as monsters. They come as confusion, fatigue, or distraction. The most dangerous attack is the one that makes you forget your purpose. The chosen walk through storms that others never see. There are nights when you cry not because of pain, but because of the weight of your calling. You feel the suffering of others, sense collective energy shifts, and carry empathy so deep it can be overwhelming. You may wake up in the middle of the night feeling drained or restless, not realizing that your spirit has been working even while you sleep. This is why rest for a chosen one isn't just physical, it's spiritual. Sleep with intention. Before you close your eyes, pray for protection over your dreams, your mind, and your spirit. Ask the divine to seal you from energies that don't belong to you. You are most open when you rest, and your subconscious is a sacred gateway. Guard it as carefully as your waking hours. When you rise, give thanks, not just for the day, but for your purpose. Gratitude strengthens your vibration and confuses darkness. You can't be both grateful and fearful at the same time. Gratitude pushes fear away. Even when things don't make sense, gratitude anchors you to the divine plan. Many chosen ones wonder why their relationships feel complicated. The answer is frequency. You vibrate differently. Once you awaken, your soul no longer resonates with lower vibrations like manipulation, gossip, or superficial love. You crave authenticity and depth, and that naturally distances you from those still living in illusions. It can feel painful when people you love start drifting away. But understand this: your energy is evolving, and not everyone can ascend with you. Some will fade quietly, others will leave dramatically, but all of it is divine choreography. You're not losing them. You're making space for higher connections aligned with your mission. At some point, you'll stop chasing people who don't meet your frequency. You'll learn to recognize souls who carry the same divine code, those rare ones who understand your silence, honor your energy, and walk beside you in spirit even when words are few. These are your soul tribe. You don't find them by seeking. You meet them naturally when you're walking in your purpose. Another crucial part of the journey is learning how to handle power. The divine will test you with influence, visibility, or spiritual gifts to see if your heart remains pure. Many lose their way here. When power arrives before humility, destruction follows. But when humility leads the way, power becomes light. The chosen must remember that gifts are given, not owned. The visions, the healing, the insight, they are not proof of superiority. They are tools for service. The more you use them to uplift others, the more the divine trusts you with greater mysteries. But when ego enters, when you start thinking you're the source instead of the vessel, the flow stops. Pride blocks spiritual current faster than any external attack. Stay grounded. Keep reminding yourself that you are nothing without the breath of the divine moving through you. The power you carry isn't yours, it's borrowed grace. In this journey, you will also face moments of deep doubt. You'll question your worth, your path, even your connection. There will be days when you feel disconnected from God, when your prayers feel unanswered, and when silence feels unbearable. Those are the moments when faith becomes real. Faith isn't tested when you can see the way. It's proven when you walk blind, but still trust the light. During these dry seasons, don't rush the process. The divine sometimes hides to help you grow. Silence is not absence. It's transformation. You're being taught to walk by inner knowing instead of external signs. You're learning to rely on your soul's compass instead of constant reassurance. Hold steady. Keep doing what you know is right, even when you feel nothing. The chosen are refined in silence, not comfort. There's also the secret of timing. The divine moves with precision. Every delay, every rejection, every closed door has purpose. When things don't unfold as you expect, trust the delay. It's protection. You're being aligned with a higher rhythm. A chosen one doesn't chase outcomes. They attract alignment. You don't force opportunities. You prepare for them. You don't beg for recognition. You build quietly until the divine opens the right stage. When your time comes, no human can block what's meant for you. The lesson is patience. The ego wants speed. The soul values growth. Divine timing is not slow, it's strategic. It arrives the moment you're truly ready, not when you think you are. As your awareness deepens, you'll notice that your life becomes less about doing and more about being. You begin to realize that your presence itself shifts environments. You no longer need to argue, prove, or convince. Your energy speaks before your words do. You become a living vibration of peace, but that peace must be cultivated daily. It's easy to lose balance in a chaotic world. The noise of society can pull your focus outward until you forget the stillness within. That's why grounding practices like meditation, prayer, journaling, or nature walks are essential. There comes a moment in the life of every chosen one when everything goes quiet, not just around you, but inside you. The voices that used to guide you, the signs that once felt constant, even the warmth of divine connection seems to fade into stillness. You begin to wonder if you've been abandoned, if maybe you've misunderstood your calling. But this silence is not punishment, it's initiation. The divine doesn't withdraw to leave you lost. It withdraws to make you strong enough to stand on your own spiritual legs. In the early stages, your guidance came like a loud whisper, an obvious pull, an external confirmation. But as you mature, the divine begins to speak in subtler ways, through intuition, through peace, through knowing without evidence. This is where many fall away. They mistake silence for absence, confusion for punishment. But the wise know when heaven is quiet, your soul is being trained to hear with new ears. You are being refined for deeper wisdom. As a chosen one, Your growth will always come through contrast. You learn light by walking through darkness. You understand peace only after enduring chaos. You learn surrender only when control no longer works. Every challenge is an invitation to expand your consciousness, to move from human reaction to divine perception. There will be moments when the weight of your mission feels unbearable. You'll feel misunderstood by those closest to you, even ridiculed for your faith or your sensitivity. The people you thought would stand beside you may drift away, and in that void, you'll meet your truest teacher, solitude. In solitude, the divine molds your soul. The distractions fade, the noise disappears, and what's left is raw awareness. You begin to see yourself clearly, not the image you show the world, but the energy behind it. You face your fears, your wounds, your patterns. It's uncomfortable, but it's sacred. The darkness of solitude is not meant to destroy you. It's meant to reveal you. The longer you stay in that quiet space, the more you realize that peace is not something you find outside. It's something you uncover within. The outer world may still be chaotic, but within your being, there's a center of stillness untouched by circumstance. That center is your connection to the divine. This realization marks the true beginning of mastery. As you grow, you start to understand the subtle laws that govern spiritual reality. Energy flows where attention goes. Whatever you feed grows. If you focus on fear, you attract more reasons to fear. If you focus on gratitude, blessings multiply. This is not mere positivity, it's sacred responsibility. The chosen learn that thoughts are seeds. Every belief, every emotion, every word you release into the world carries vibration. The universe is not judging you, it's responding to you. When you truly grasp this, you stop blaming circumstances and start shaping them through consciousness. Your words become prayers. Your silence becomes power. You learn to speak less but mean more. The more you align with divine frequency, the more your outer life reflects inner truth. This is why integrity becomes vital. The chosen cannot fake energy. You attract what you are, not what you pretend to be. If your intentions are pure, miracles will follow. But if your motives are mixed with ego or greed, the flow stops until you return to authenticity. Another profound lesson comes when you realize that healing is not linear. Just when you think you've overcome something, life will bring a similar situation to test your progress. The same kind of person, the same wound, the same temptation. But this time, you respond differently. That's the evidence of growth. The universe doesn't test you to fail. It reintroduces lessons to confirm your evolution. Healing for a chosen one is not about perfection. It's about awareness. It's catching yourself before old patterns take over. It's forgiving faster, letting go sooner, trusting deeper. You may still feel pain, but you no longer let it define you. You become a conscious observer of your emotions, not a slave to them. Every healed wound becomes a doorway of wisdom. When you've truly healed, you can stand before the same storm and smile, knowing it no longer has power over you. As your frequency rises, your sensitivity increases. You feel energies in rooms before anyone speaks. You sense shifts in people's moods, the tension in their tone, the truth behind their words. Sometimes this sensitivity can feel like a curse. You pick up pain that isn't yours, you feel exhausted by crowds, and you crave quiet. But understand this, your sensitivity is a divine instrument. It allows you to navigate spiritual landscapes others can't perceive. The key is discernment. Learn to distinguish between what belongs to you and what doesn't. When heaviness enters your body, pause and ask, is this mine? If not, release it. You are not meant to carry the collective pain of others. You are meant to transmute it by staying in alignment. This is why spiritual boundaries are vital. You can love deeply without absorbing. You can care without collapsing. Compassion does not mean self-sacrifice. It means radiating light without letting darkness enter your field. As your spiritual awareness grows, so does your influence. People begin to notice the calmness in your energy, the authority in your words, the peace in your eyes. They may not understand what changed, but they feel it. Some will be drawn to it, others threatened by it. Don't take either personally. When you walk in divine frequency, you automatically trigger transformation in others. Those who are ready will rise. Those who resist will distance themselves. Both are forms of alignment. Your job is not to chase, convince, or explain. Your only responsibility is to remain anchored in truth. The divine will use your life as a silent sermon. Your energy will speak louder than your speech ever could. It's through this embodiment that you become a living example of divine consciousness, calm in storms, compassionate in conflict, and clear in confusion. The chosen don't just talk about light, they become it. However, walking in light doesn't exempt you from warfare. In fact, it attracts it. The brighter your spirit, the more visible you become to forces that thrive in shadow. These forces don't always appear as monsters. Often they come disguised as doubt, delay, or distraction. Their goal isn't to destroy you, it's to disconnect you from your source. You might notice waves of fatigue, sudden confusion, or negative thoughts that don't feel like your own. When that happens, don't panic. Return to center. Speak truth out loud. Darkness loses power when exposed to light. The moment you declare, I am protected, I am guided, I am aligned with divine truth, the frequency shifts. Protection isn't about fear, it's about awareness. You don't fight darkness with anger, you dissolve it with presence. The more conscious you become, the less reactive you are, and the faster negativity dissolves. Over time, you'll also learn that your body is a sacred vessel. The divine speaks not just through visions, but through sensations, through the tightness in your chest when something isn't right, through the lightness in your heart when something aligns. The body is not separate from the soul. It's the soul's messenger. Treat your body with reverence. Nourish it with food that carries life, rest that restores, and movement that grounds. Your physical health directly affects your spiritual clarity. A sluggish body dims perception. A vibrant body sharpens intuition. The chosen must understand that discipline is devotion. Every act of care for the body is an offering to the divine dwelling within it. As you advance, you begin to notice the patterns of divine orchestration everywhere. The right people appear at the right time. Opportunities unfold effortlessly, and even delays make sense in hindsight. You realize you were never walking randomly. You were being guided all along. The divine operates through synchronicities, numbers repeating, dreams recurring, words echoing from multiple mouths. These are not coincidences. They are confirmations. But don't obsess over signs. They're just reminders, not replacements for intuition. The true guidance comes from within, from the quiet knowing that never shouts but always feels right. This deep trust is the foundation of peace. You stop needing constant proof because your heart already knows. That's the essence of divine maturity. Trust without evidence, obedience without applause, faith without fear. As you embody your mission, your definition of success transforms. You stop chasing external rewards and start valuing internal alignment. You measure your days not by how much you accomplished, but by how peaceful your spirit remained. You understand that abundance is not about wealth, it's about flow. When you are in alignment, everything you need finds you. Money becomes a tool, not a master. Recognition becomes a byproduct, not a goal. The chosen do not chase, they attract. They don't hustle, they harmonize. This doesn't mean you sit idle. It means you act from inspiration, not desperation. Your work becomes worship. Your progress becomes prayer. And soon the world begins to reflect that peace back to you. Opportunities open, doors align, and you realize that the divine has been working behind the scenes the whole time. Still, the greatest sign of growth is not in what you manifest, but in what no longer triggers you. When you can face chaos with calm, betrayal with forgiveness, and uncertainty with faith, you've transcended human limitation. You've become an embodiment of divine consciousness in motion.